Hello everyone and very good morning from my balcony. Today I'm going to teach you how to play the Bhutanese national song Duk Sindin Gibi Gakap on 4 different scales on the same flute. Now knowing how to play a song on different scale is also important because different people has different vocal cords and therefore different scales while singing, right? For example, some sings like this. Do sending kipige ka now. And some sings like this. Do sending kipige ka now. Right? Different scale. So accordingly, as a musician, one should be prepared to play the instrument befitting the scale of various singers. Right? Anyway, before we begin, one thing you need to remember is that the flute has only one flat or sharp note. In other words, apart from the usual 7 natural notes, do, re, mi, fa, so, la and ti, there is one additional note the flute can allow us to play, and this note is called fa sharp or so flat. And this note, fa sharp or so flat, lies exactly between the natural note fa and natural note so, and it is played by completely opening this first hole like this. And you may remember from our previous lesson on how to play note fa with the first finger partly closed or partly open like this, right? Now to play fa sharp or so flat, all you need to do is fully open this first hole like this, or in other words, there is not a single hole that you need to close while playing fa sharp. Right? So this is fa sharp or so flat. Let me emphasize on this a bit. If you look at the keys of the piano, you will notice that except for the note between E and F and the note between B and C, there is always one note between every 2 natural notes, and these notes are called semitone or half step, meaning the frequency of this note is as same as the average frequency of the 2 corresponding natural notes. For example, the note between C and D is called C sharp or D flat. It is called C sharp because it is located half a step higher in pitch than natural C, and it is also called D flat because it is located half a step lower than natural D. However, it is up to us whichever name we prefer to use, whether C sharp or whether D flat. And if you calculate the frequency of this semitone, the result should come exactly the average frequency of natural note C and natural note D. Similarly, for the note between D and E, it is called D sharp or E flat. Likewise, it is called F sharp or G flat for note between F and G, G sharp or A flat for note between G and E, so on and so forth. However, unlike in piano, all these semitones cannot be played on the flute for some practical reason. And let me show you. Let's try playing these semitones on the flute. Do, re, right? Do, re. So as we move from do to re, do, re, right? As we move from do to re, we call it one whole tone or one full step. Now, where is semitone or half step of note do and re? Obviously, it has to be between note do and re, right? But how do we play it? Well, there is no simple and straight way to do that on the flute. For example, to play do sharp, we need to play it just like how we normally play the note natural do, like this, right? But then this finger, ring finger, has to be half closed or half open, like this, and then blow. Do sharp, re. See, it is not that easy to figure out the correct tone, right? Let's take another example of the note re sharp or mi flat. we should be obviously between re and mi, right? To play re sharp, we need to play like how we normally play natural re, like this. But then again, this finger, the middle finger, has to be half closed or half open, like this. Re, re sharp, mi, right? It's very difficult to play. I mean, not so easy to play like in piano or other instruments. For this reason, the flute generally comes as a package containing several numbers of flute inside, with each flute having specific scales so that we can choose and play according to the required scales. In other words, there is no need to struggle trying out how to play all the semitones in one single flute, right? Well, to cut the long story short, here all you need to remember is that the flute has only one sharp or flat note, and this note is called fa sharp or so flat. Now, to show you how to play the Bhutanese national song on 4 different scales, let me begin with the first scale for this song, and it is going to be started with the note so. Since this song is also based on the pentatonic scales, we will be using only 5 notes throughout the scale. And for this first scale, the notes we have are do, re, mi, so and la, and we will not be using fa and ti. So getting started,